Thanks for staying with us. So in continuation of our conversation on the controversy surrounding the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Abba Kyari, the Inspector General of Police has recommended his suspension. In addition, report has it that there is an ongoing meeting between the FBI and the Inspector General, as the Police Service Commission find it strange that a U.S. court would order the arrest of a Nigerian living in Nigeria. Now, what are your thoughts on this? We have our guest in the studio who will be helping us to have shed more light on this conversation. We have with us the Zonal Commander, Lagos EFCC, Ahmed. Ghali, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much, Morayo.
Yes, good to have you on. Right, so there are many things we'd like to discuss with you, but with this Abba Kyari issue, yes, we saw the FBI report, and a lot of Nigerians are finding it quite weird that the U.S. court can order the arrest of a Nigerian citizen in Nigeria. That's one. And this is somebody that is a super cop to us. This is one of our treasured gallant officers. Even he's the one that is feared by all the kidnappers and all the criminals that we have in Nigeria. He's highly feared. So are we willing to hand him over? This is somebody with respect. Hand him over to the U.S. court for prosecution.
Morayo, thank you very much. The issue of Abba Kyari, as we all know, Abba Kyari is a serving police officer. And yes, he has a very good track record. He has been doing well, as you rightly said. So the latest development for the commission, we are still studying it, rather.
Right.
And now it's entirely within the purview of the police to look at the request that FBI made to them. And as a commission, we too are studying it. At the right time, if there is any role that we are to play, we will definitely do that. But for now, I think what I will only say is we are studying the situation as a commission.
Okay, people would ask that why did we have to wait on the FBI to unravel this? Because we have a report, it shows conversations and everything. How did it pass over the EFCC? Did you see anything like this? Were you suspicious of anything? Does this report look like something you're already working on and had suspicions concerning the person of the DCP?
Well, I think I haven't seen the report in details, but whatever it is, I think their allegation happened to be outside our jurisdiction. So we don't have to monitor what happened outside our jurisdiction. Right. Okay. All these things that they are alleging happen to be not in the country.
Oh, no. I really, sadly, I wish you had actually seen the report, because the particular one that they referred to for the DCP happened within Nigeria. It was just a case of him arresting someone, or was arresting someone on behalf of someone. So it's...
No, apart from criminal.
Arresting a friend.
We have another criminal.
Yes, arresting a criminal.
No, let me just also put it in perspective. This someone that we're talking about is someone that, Hushpuppi, is someone that has been monitored by FBI for internet fraud, for the sort of things that EFCC looks into, financial and internet fraud. So I was wondering why that, if he ever came before your, before your radar, if it was someone you were investigating, and investigating him, did you see the relationship with the DCP?
You see, the issue of Abba Kyari's involvement in Hushpuppi, that's what I'm talking about. Hushpuppi, yes, of course, we have been investigating Hushpuppi, and we work together with FBI in so many instances, not only Hushpuppi and so many other criminal cybercrime suspects. But Abba Kyari's involvement as to whether he was an accomplice or accessory or conniving or conspiring with Hushpuppi in one way or the other, that's not what I can say clearly.
Okay, gotcha. No problem. All right, we have to go on a quick break, but let me just take one more question. Yes, go ahead.
What your relationship was is like as an institution with the FBI. Reason is because we see the FBI do investigations, and up till the arrest, like Abidemi Rufai, the SSA on housing, former SSA on housing to the Ogun State governor, and the way they waited and picked up a Nigerian. Do you work with like them, or do you also investigate how people who live this lavish lifestyle, without a petition, without somebody reporting or giving you, do you investigate what the source is, such that you question every source of means of a Nigerian to be sure that everybody living large, as long as it's legitimate, can do so? Do you work with them,
Yes,
like
sure, we do. We always try to investigate without even any petition. We can cause an investigation into a lifestyle of whoever appears to be like kind of having some sort of lavish lifestyle that is not commensurate to his legitimate income. We don't have to wait for a petition. And our relationship with FBI, yes, we work together. We have this international collaboration. He's our partner. We work together for long, and we have achieved a lot of results. They helped us with information. We also help them with information. And we have to do that to achieve our mandate.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, sir, I'm happy that you mentioned that you have a right as an institution to look into lavish lifestyle of anybody and investigate the source of their income. Because we've had several reports. There was even one in particular, an actress, a producer of a movie, who said that she woke up to an attack. And she felt that it was robbery, only to later find out that it was it was a sting operation into the hotel where she was staying. And being a producer, they were shooting a movie in that area. She slept over in the hotel room, and it just burst into her room in the morning. This have also been reported by other people that hotels are being harassed. Exactly what is EFCC doing, breaking into...
Yes, what's the modus operandi? Yes, just going or just going to search warrants, or what exactly
hotel rooms and meet people sleeping in the hotel to...
Tope, I thank you very much for this question. We are always laying some kind of surveillance before striking.
Okay.
That's one. And yes, we normally go to hotels and the other places that after due surveillance and then gathered intelligence, credible one for that matter, go and then effect the arrest of the suspected criminals that are hiding there, perpetrating criminal acts. So the instance you are referring to, I think if I remember very well, it was a few weeks ago in one hotel. And we always, when we are in a place like that, we have to work together with the owners of that place, whether operational manager, or somebody there. And then we will seek for their consent. First thing that we will do is we will identify ourselves and explain to them our mission. And then we normally used to have a MasterCard of all the rooms. But before opening any room, we must be sure there is the person that the suspect that is into that. We have our devices that will confirm to us, yes, now that's what we intercept the correspondences and then the exchange, and then confirm that, yes, something is going on, computer-related fraud here. That is how we will open. And then when you open, definitely one thing that you must do quickly is to ensure that the person does not destroy the evidence there. Don't allow him to do that. And he can do that in a second. So you have to quickly go after that person, especially the laptop, the device, whether phone, whatever that he is using to do that fraud, get it. And then you will move on. So
this particular case where the lady...
is there that possibility that you enter wrong rooms? Is there a possibility that you enter
wrong rooms? I don't have a detail of exactly that particular
there are cases of wrong rooms.
But all those that we will find in that places, normally that will enter their room, you will see they are positive. We will establish all that they are doing. Remember, I mentioned that before we open, we must ensure that we intercept some kind of emails that they are sending.
Okay, let me go on a break. When we come back, we'll stay on this for a moment. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We still have the Zonal Commander, Lagos EFCC, Ahmed Ghali, with us. So we're talking about busts from your group. When we watch international content, we see that they have body cams, when they go into these busts and, at least as evidence of what happened. Does your team have such that if people are complaining or making a case of discrimination or saying that they were actually harassed, they can have some kind of evidence to show that they went in legally?
Sure, of course. We always record our operations. And don't forget that we are there to gather evidence. And we normally have that on record. We go with our devices and with our also media people to cover the whole operation. Right. So we have that, and we normally keep that, and whenever there is need for it to report to it, we do so.
Okay.
Talking about media, sir, many times here we complain about how it seems that we do media trials. You have suspects, you parade them, and sometimes it does not look like a proper investigation has been done. Me and the police and the EFCC, we're all together investigating it on the media. Why do we do that?
Mariam, always this media trial, there is nothing like media trial as far as our work is concerned. All what we try to do is maybe to sensitize or to let people know on some kind of developments, but not really trying to try people on media. Not at all. There is nothing like that. What is media trial? How?
No, sometimes we have young people just paraded and said, we caught them with, then they'll be holding laptops. Yes. We caught them with laptops, things
After
like that.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Okay, there are some issues of deterrence and trying to be proactive without really disclosing the identity. When you look at it, we normally parade in some situations, maybe without really capturing physical appearance. Maybe they will they back the camera, and then we will snap them for just people to be deterred, see what will happen to you. When you look at the rate at which this crime is moving, the way our youth are getting involved.
Still on media, though, there was the Koyi Gate, and we saw the videos, monies counted and everything, and give us an update on that. How much was done, investigation was done? Is there been a prosecution, the money is recovered,
Well, that was long ago. I think, yes, but just as I mentioned, we cover our operation, and that's one instance of that. And yes, I think the matter is in court, and arraignment had been forestalled maybe because of some challenges that the suspect had not been available. I think we have already declared him wanted, and in as much as we have him available, we will move on.
Let me take this call from Bolaji. Bolaji, are you there? Bolaji, you're live. Go ahead, please. Hello? Bolaji, you're live. Go ahead, please. Okay. Yes.
So I wanted to take us back to, Economic Financial Crimes Commission. It covers beyond cybercrime, and in the beginning of EFCC, it was like people felt it was a witch hunt against opposing politicians, but they were really going for the politicians. And we still know that largely we see politicians, we see them before they go into election or electoral office, and as they enter into this office, they just change their house, change their car, buy all sorts of things. And we thought that EFCC would go after politicians, 7 politicians. But it seems that we see the muscles of EFCC more effective against cybercrimes and Yahoo boys.
The muzzle is just across the board. Mariam, in 1 hour, you can establish a case of cybercrime. It's a very straightforward case.
Okay.
With a possession of 1 scam mail, you can charge and convict. But when you come to politicians, their case is more complex. Yes, it has to do with public funds and some kind of money laundering. Imagine the complexity in that. So it will take you a year or more for you to establish that. So that is why you see immediately you can conclude a case of a cybercrime and charge it while you are still on that politician.
I want to
And
just
you must have your case established before you
Can you
engage.
share-
Success rate, what's the success rate of prosecution of
politicians? Can you share a
Yes,
few
because
names?
we've seen a few
that you are proud of?
There are a lot of challenges there. The success rate, yes, we are succeeding, but I'm talking about the
poor.
challenge, the rate at the pace at which it will move.
No, I'm
is
looking at
slower.
the final results now. So let's say we have...
many convictions have you
If
gotten?
this case, for instance, he got an acquittal. How did he arrive at that when we thought we had a clear EFCC case against him? Now we have the Saraki's invitation, and it's looking like it might just end up the same way.
Well, you have to consider all things together, the circumstances. Of course, there are lawyers that are on the defense counsel for the politicians, which maybe cyber crimes may not afford them. So we will do our best. Of course, they will also do their own. Then finally, the court will decide. In fact, the muzzles we even put on these politicians is not even half of it that we put on the cyber crime.
Let me take this call. John, are you there? Thanks for calling. Hello, John.
Yes, good morning, Moraya.
Okay. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning, Moraya. I can hear you.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello, good morning, Moraya. Okay. Though I was just...
If you can increase the volume a bit, I can't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can. Go ahead, please.
I just switched on my telly to... I was hearing you talking about the... Abba, this guy, what do they call it? Hushpuppi. So I wanted to... I don't know if your guest can, can tell us a bit about Hushpuppi, because I know since the last time they arrested him, we've not heard anything about him.
Okay, we've actually talked about it earlier. Since you just switched on your TV, we spoke about Abba Kyari earlier. And the truth is, I mean, I was going to come back to Abba Kyari in a minute, but I want to also finish up on this matter. But we will touch on Abba Kyari issue in a minute. But
what we wanted is, like, some people are watching now and they're thinking EFCC has no high-profile, successful political prosecution. Can you give us a few examples to remind those watching?
You already mentioned one, and we have a couple of them. But the issue is we are all in court, and we are moving. The pace at which you will expect high-profile case to move will not be possible with the way you will move with cybercrime cases. And like one that we have already finished after 14 years, we are to start de novo again.
Yeah, then there's also the problem where it seems...
So there are a lot of challenges there.
There's a question on Facebook.
But let me let Mariam answer the question. I want to connect to this.
Okay. So, many times we'll have EFCC come and say to us, we have caught this person, he's in court, and it looks like a done case. And then next thing, you'd hear lawyers for the prosecution, for the defense comes in, and all of a sudden the person goes scot-free. Meanwhile, in the beginning, EFCC is able to tell us, this is what we caught the person with, this is what we have investigated. Would you say that one of your challenges could be that the influence that these politicians still have within government? Could that be one of the reasons it's slowing your case?
No, not at all. Judicial process is not only about EFCC. When EFCC believe has a good case and then take it to court, and then it's the court that will now decide.
Yeah, but that was actually going to be my question. It seems as though EFCC doesn't have an airtight evidence-based case, number one. You don't have good prosecutors enough to ensure that these people are put behind bars, because they come with all the best lawyers. I mean, they fly in people from the SANS, they have a whole truckload of SANS coming to the court, and EFCC is almost helpless. So the question, therefore, is that as a system, do you have that airtight before you go to the media? So,
Marayo, I think you are not really considering some kind of isolated cases.
Okay.
We have watertight cases. 80–90% of our cases, we succeed in them.
Okay. For example?
Yes, we succeed in how many that we have convicted. We are talking of 1 or 2 that we are starting de novo again. Even that one had been convicted. Don't forget, it's just on appeal. And then based on some kind of administrative rules that they reverse the conviction.
Right.
Not because of the substantive case.
Right. Gotcha.
So we have our watertight cases, and our rate of success are 90%.
Right.
But of course, we cannot be 100%
Certainly.
perfect.
Let me take Bolaji and I'll come to you, Nima. Bolaji, are you there? Hello? Good morning, Bolaji, are you there? Okay, I lost that call. Yes, Nima, go ahead, please.
Bale Olusegun says, if the U.S. can arrest a Nigerian in here, can we, Nigeria, arrest in the U.S.? I can remember the petroleum minister that went away with huge money and we were told she's now living abroad. So no Nigeria can arrest her because she's overseas. If he's guilty, he should face his judgment in here. So the question is now, what has been with Diezani's case, and why do you have that relationship where you can come into a country and, issue an arrest, or do you partner with those countries so that they extradite a citizen of Nigeria who has questions to answer here?
I think if we get it right, they are not saying they will effect the arrest themselves. They are like requesting for our authorities to effect the arrest.
Yes.
So it's a different thing.
Have you done the same thing?
Can you do the same?
For Diezani?
Sure, of course. We have been requesting.
You've been requesting.
Extradition and things like that.
So what are the things
Yes, we have our laws, they have their laws. So if we have to get somebody in their jurisdiction, we have to go through them. And if they have to get somebody in our jurisdiction, they have to come through us.
Okay, so before you came on, we had discussed the fact that one of the cardinal promises of our president was to end corruption. And it was important for him. And in your own overview of the fight against corruption and corruption fighting back, how would you assess those challenges with fighting corruption? Because it's like we keep talking about this over and over again. That cycle continues where you try to arrest some, others are stealing. It's like there's no end.
Do you feel the body language of this current administration, because I know you've served other administration, has favored this fight against corruption as well?
Let us look at it this way. Yes, from inception of the commission to date, we have been making arrests, prosecuting, and then, of course, as if the number is increasing. But one thing that we are now doing different, especially with the present leadership of the commission, is to see that we are looking at preventive measures.
Okay.
In as much as you are fighting it, at the same time, you have to try and block maybe the leakages. You have a room where always people are entering to perpetrate a fraud. If you close the door, then nobody will enter again. So by the time when you learn these are the ways people are using, or these are the kind of control that can be put in place to make it difficult or impossible for people to perpetrate some kind of corrupt practices, then it will be effective. And that's what I think we are doing now. Okay. The second thing is the will.
The will.
The political will, which
is it there?
More than ever before, we are enjoying that.
Oh, okay.
So definitely the fight against corruption is getting more strong.
Let me take this call from Bolaji because some people are asking if there are some untouchables. But let me come to Bolaji. Are you there? Hello, Bolaji. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Oh.
Keeps getting back through. Interesting.
Hello, Bolaji. Are you there? No, I want to take my time. Bolaji, are you there? Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm there. Good morning.
Go ahead, you're live, please. Go ahead.
This is my first call.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm there. The network is messed up. I'm there. Good morning. Yeah. My name is Balaji from the Preventive. I live in US for a long time. Yeah, I live in US for a long time. I've been in US for a long time. And funny enough, I did time in US. I did like 4 years in time in US. Never felt like your brother.
personal.
I think he said it, never sell out your brother was the last word I heard from. Please,
Okay, yeah.
I want to ask you this this question. He said, somebody asked, how much does it cost to submit a petition and get approval for investigation?
Zero cost. Tope, we don't charge receiving petition at all. We don't even charge investigating your petition. If there is any need for us to even travel in the course of investigating your petition, government will be at the cost.
So, this is different from, you know, police also would say this, but we know in police force, you need to, because of the
mobilize.
you need to mobilize.
That's where I wanted to go, because the truth is, listen, and that's one of my grounds against those who are speaking against Abba Kyari today. Because what Abba Kyari did is the average Nigerian practice. It is wrong.
Alleged to have done.
It is wrong, alleged to have done. It is wrong, we know, but there's a Nigerian factor as a big man. Somebody stole your laptop. Somebody stole your, what you call the police, the nearest police that you know. Please come and arrest my houseboy. Come and arrest my driver. Come and arrest this. And the big man, it happens. So some people find it quite hypocritical that Nigerians are now all over pinpointing Abba Kyari for something we know that all of them do the same thing. So my question, therefore, just to add to what Tope had said earlier, what is the right thing to do? When you see an issue, do you send a petition to you saying, okay, this person has stolen my money?
These are
right?
details.
These are the details, and do you go and automatically arrest, or do you go through an investigation? How long is the investigation supposed to run through before there's an arrest made? What exactly is the right procedure? So Nigerians know.
Yeah, can I also just add the whistleblower policy? A lot of us are wondering if that still exists.
It's still effective, and it's still on course, and we urge people to still come forward with information. Recently, you are aware, we have even launched an app, Eagle Eye, through which people can even report cases. So for you to even show that the procedure of our petition is not even necessary that you have to come physically with the petition, because you're present, if not because of information that you still give us, and then further substantiating of all the allegations therein, we don't even need to see you. We don't expect any other thing apart from information from you. So government provides the resources and everything.
So the arrest that happens, is that legal? Is that the way that you can actually get somebody arrested, someone who has wronged you arrested?
Arrest, if you have a reason for that, you have allegation against somebody, and you verified it, you establish that allegation, you want that person to come and respond to it, or investigate him for that, with a view to establishing the veracity or otherwise, yes, you can go ahead and invite him or arrest him.
So this is where my own concern. I've actually been through the office of the EFCC in Lagos, and I didn't pay anything.
Thank you.
At the point of investigation now, if you find a person free of something, does the person just come into the office, clear his name, after investigation, you carry out, maybe let's say we're tracing the money, for instance, and it has been through a POS, and this POS is now being investigated, you know, and the person comes and he shows his legitimacy, the legitimacy of his business and everything, and, you know, innocently, maybe the transaction passed through him, but this was not something he was involved in for, you know, so does he just come, clear his name and go home? Or, you know, we start to have a Vincent kind of holding on or something?
No, you see, that is investigation. It's either way. Your investigation, the findings will either establish the allegation or debunk it. So if that allegation is established, then you will go to the next thing. You will go to court. If it's negative, you have not established anything, then that's it. You will terminate the investigation.
Okay, let me take this call. I've been holding for a while. Good morning, Ebuka. Are you there? Hello, Ebuka. Hello, good morning, Ebuka. Are you there? Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so I also wanted to add, a lot of people, too many times we see these different types of internet cyber crimes, like children are involved, young children in secondary school. It's just as if there's a pandemic of people just doing this. Why is it so easy for them to pick up a laptop and do it? Why does our environment encourage it? Does it allow it for them to do it so easily and get away with it? Why do we have such a widespread?
Certainly, our society, so to say, in one way or the other, if not encouraging it and not doing anything to stop it. You see somebody in an area, in the morning, he'll be begging for what to eat for breakfast, but in the afternoon, he has a brand new Mercedes, or evening. And then the neighbors, his parents, everybody is not asking questions. So, yes, it's something that is very worrisome, and we have to do something about it. Otherwise, before you know it, all our youth will now channel their talent instead of using the talent for desirous attitudes necessary for the development of the nation to this kind of vices.
But is EFCC partnering with community leaders? Because the truth is that you can't do it alone. You can't walk into a community and just say you want to arrest. Because, so are they, if you're partnering with community leaders, what feedback are they giving you? Because what are those things that is causing? Because there has to be a root cause of these things. Yes, we know poverty is one of it, but what options, what are you doing to work with the community leaders to help your work, such that young people don't go into these crimes?
We are doing a lot, not only community leaders and NGOs, CSOs, religious bodies, and all the stakeholders, even media. We are engaging them, but we still have to do more. You are right, we can't do it alone. We can't do it alone, and it's something that is very serious. All hands must be on deck, so we will do more.
Is there anything tech-wise that EFCC is trying to put in place or has already put in place so that when these things are being perpetrated, there's like an alarm that goes off before there's a victim? Or at the point of where they try to get it, so that it does not take many years before you finally catch up to this person? Is there any technology that we're working with, or we're trying to work on?
Of course, there are some kind of devices that, as I said, when we are mounting surveillance, it will be intercepting kind of scam correspondences. Yes, sure. And another thing is through the bank accounts and things like that, where the proceeds will come in. There are some kind of suspicious channels that you will monitor and analyze, and then see, yes, there is every likelihood these are proceeds of XYZ. So there are so many ways that we are on it, but as we are talking about the volume, the rate at which is much.
Okay,
so
sir.
we have to really
Can I bring you back to our politicians?
Yes,
if somebody is watching this show now and they know they want to blow a whistle, like they feel that they have suspicious affluence. You know, we just concluded our local government elections, and we have new chairman, LCDA, new councillors, and we feel like, this is our councillor. We know when he got there, and now he has bought a new house, he has moved
to Banana Island.
Yes, how can somebody, because it's not like they want to report the person, but they just want you to question without having to come to the office and be doing, what can they do? How can they point the finger?
They can go anonymously. They can write without really indicating their name, their address. But the most important thing is that what they are writing, the information they are giving, must be a credible one.
So they must write that they bought the house, where the house, and all of that.
Exactly. So they can do anonymous. And then we have our Eagle Eye app. They can just go online using their phone, download the app, and then they will report it.
But do you have enough manpower? Because how many of these petitions do you get in a day? Like how many? Give us an idea of how many petitions you get in a day.
Well, averagely, let me say we can get close to 50.
We're not doing enough.
We're not doing enough.
So Nigerians, we're not talking. Stop using Twitter and using
they call it not minding your business. But do you do a carrot do you do carrot approach for some, stick approach for some, where you finally get someone, the thing has gone viral? There was a popular influencer at one point who was picked up by the EFCC, and young girl, very young girl, we were all pitying the case, and then now she's finally back, she's just okay, you know? And then we had the sports Amadupini case as well. Is it that you for some, you just buy one way and say you can go.
Just correct them.
Not at all. I think we are treating all cases based on its merit. There is nothing like carrot or stick. It's just whether person has a case or has no case. If there is no case, there is no case. But if there is case, definitely there is case.
One of the key factors that has encouraged criminality is the fact that ammunition gets around somehow. We'll be talking about following the money. EFCC, can you categorically tell us if you are able to track monies? They pay bandits money, for example, and some of them use this money to buy ammunition. Is there a way, is there a system that can actually allow us to know where these monies are going? I mean, I know it might not be your own area, but the truth is that I need to have an idea, the kind of technology, the kind of intelligence that the Nigerian government is using. Do we have the capacity to be able to trace money that Nima paid Mariam as a bandit, and if it's being used to buy ammunition, or we can trace it to the governors? I mean, do we have those kind of systems in place in this
Mariah,
country?
you know, we may not say some things on air.
Okay.
But suffice to say that terrorist financing is one of the things that we are handling. Money laundering and terrorist financing. And of course, there are machineries in place that will be tracking these things. And then definitely, whenever we establish something like that, we go head on.
Are you sure? We've not seen anybody go head on to anybody. With this your new young boss, I mean, he seems like a young guy, but he seems very energetic. I would like the fact that, but does he have the action? I don't know, the action to take, because he's facing these kingpins, these money launderers. It's not easy. Does he have the lion's heart for it?
Yeah, you know, it's the laws, not the person. We have our laws, and then we are working within the ambit of the laws. So we are trying our best to enforce it, as I said. Money laundering, terrorist financing is something that we are handling. And then definitely there are machineries in motion, and then we are of course we are doing something about it.
So, I know
even though you may not.
I want to be sure I have an answer.
Okay.
Do you today? You don't have to tell me the answer, the person, but do you today have links or have direct names of people who are actually funding terrorism in this country? Yes or no?
Besides the ones from that, the Arab Emirates released to us.
Do you have
that they have?
Yeah. Do you have names of people funding terrorism in that country?
Definitely, we cannot say they are funding. Suspected, maybe we can leave it like that. Definitely, we may have one or two that may be suspected to have been funding, whether in their own name or using the corporate name or something like that, without narrowing it to an individual, using the account in the corporate name.
So sir, we've heard some reports that the alleged corrupt politicians or politicians answering cases in the courts come with lawyers, san. When they come to courts, it's very imposing, and that the EFCC, according to the reports we've seen, don't have the kind of caliber of lawyers the people on the other end can afford.
So they intimidate
EFCC lawyers, and the EFCC lawyers are now, and then there are always this perpetual injunction. They know how to manipulate the law, and it seems the EFCC lawyers don't know how to respond to the manipulation of the senior lawyers.
Well, I don't know, Tope, the intimidation you are talking about. And then the lawyers, and yes, whoever is entitled to lawyers can take it. But the issue is very simple. Do you have your case? Yes, we have. And then can you prosecute it and convince the court that, yes, you have a case, and for the court to judge in your favor? Yes, we have. So whether you are SAN or you are not SAN, that's not the issue. It's about the facts and what you submit
you have to acknowledge that the SANs, they know how to.
Yes, but I could recall there is a matter that we are handling. Out of more than 10 or so SANs, one of our young lawyers did it very well.
Okay. Let me take your question and I'll go to on Facebook.
Maybe we should have to ask an off-the-record question. So, if you're a super cop, for instance, and something comes out from a clear investigation done and an arrest warrant has been issued from a court in another country, the first thing you do is to go to your Instagram page and try to explain yourself, or is there a process within the service? I'm talking about the Police Service Commission now, where you, just a minute, Morayo, is it okay? This is not, from your personal opinion, is it okay would you write an Instagram post explaining, indicting yourself, or would you just keep quiet and answer the matter in court?
What's the right way
What's the right way to go?
As personal opinion, Ahmed Ghali now, not Police Service Commission. Of course, I cannot even talk for Police Service Commission, and not certainly even EFCC. If you have a situation like that, it's better to respond to it proper channel, not Instagram. Not Instagram.
That is your own positive. If you ask me that question, me, I'll go to Instagram, because the truth is that, you see, the point is that this is a man that we've all celebrated. This is a man, he feels I owe Nigerians this explanation. So maybe that's why he felt that need to talk to us. So if you don't like it, that's your business. But me, I appreciated he came out, although
you appreciated that.
I apprecited that he spoke up, although
did you appreciate
I didn't listen.
No,
I
didn't appreciate the fact that
text,
the
language. Details.
Let me finish now. Let me speak English now. I did not appreciate the fact that he said that they went to go and give him money. What the context, I did not appreciate, because I thought that was wrong. But the fact that he felt, listen, I owe you guys some kind of explanation, I thought that was important.
I didn't think he felt he owed. I think he felt he owed himself.
Okay, there was a question I wanted to ask you.
There
was a question I wanted to ask you concerning, somebody had said recently, somebody attended a party, and he said that he was advising young people that, listen, make enough money, so that you can, so that EFCC will not come, because you have to. Inadvertently, he was saying that if you're going to have money, have plenty, so that EFCC will not come and find you.
There's another angle to
interpretation is that if you want to steal money, steal enough, such that we'll sort people like Mr. Ghali out, so that he won't come to our party. I'll just say, Ghali, don't worry, just send me your account number, I send you, be all right. So that kind of money, you won't come and see, you even come and hang out with me at my parties.
Well, I think it is very wrong for that. The way you make that money is just what's the issue here. You know, there is no shortcut to wealth and fame. Whoever achieves that through shortcuts, at the end, it will be a misery, and there will be consequences in the end. And that money will not help him. As far as EFCC is concerned, your money will not help you.
Can you explain to us, when they catch people like Hushpuppi who have acquired so much money through shortcuts, what happens to that wealth? Are they left with nothing at all? Are they make sure they give everything? Or they just go to
100%.
Prison for 10 years and then come back and continue enjoying their wealth?
No, not at all. Whatever is traced and established to be a proceed of crime, especially linked to that offense, must be forfeited. 100%. Definitely. 100%.
So Hushpuppi, after 20 years, he's going to, he'll probably come back to nothing.
But
whatever he has, if it is a proceed of crime, definitely.
Okay, please, I want to, before, because I know we're almost out of time, I just remember that there were allegations that were to Abba Kyari, though, that are, but generally to the police force, that they confiscate properties pending investigation. After the investigation, if the person is acquitted or they found no strong evidence against that person, what happens to those properties? How does it get back to the persons? Because we hear stories of he never got back to them.
You know, this in the interim, you forfeit. And then final determination of the court or investigation will now determine the position of that property. If, of course, it has to go back to the owner, having not been seen as a proceed of crime, of course, it will be returned back to the owner.
The one that does not go back, does it go into EFCC coffers or it goes to the government, TSA? Where does that money go to? Like all
there is not any EFCC coffer. It's only government, CBN.
Okay.
So we have our own recovery account. And this recovery account is in CBN. Whatever is finally recovered as proceed of crime will go into that account and go to CF.
So in every organization,
revenue funds.
In every organization, there are always bad eggs. So you go somewhere, you see $1 million. The people, those EFCC quickly started pocket a few $100,000,
have you done internal?
and then go and submit $500,000, $500 million. You know, you pocketed a few. I mean, yeah, those situations and how have you been able to address it?
Well, Mariam put it straight. Do you have bad eggs?
Yes.
I won't say no. We are not perfect. We may have. But whenever we see one, definitely we don't spare that person. And up to now, we have not seen an instance where people pocketed something in the course of doing that. If we have that, definitely we will take action. We will keep on sanitizing, improving, and warning our people to be above board.
But are you well paid? Let me come to that, because
Remuneration.
because and Abba Kyari, I mean, I'm one of those people that, I really celebrated Abba Kyari, and I almost try to see where he's coming from. Like, listen, this is a man that he's been decorated. They're giving him all these plaques, all these emblems, and all that. But he might not be financially rewarding. I mean, so people like that are attracted to people like Hushpuppies. They go, oh, don't worry, I'll arrest you for you because I know I will get something. So those incentives kind of encourage people to go into those kind of, it doesn't make it right. I'm just saying that in that situation, are people well paid for the jobs that they are doing? Because these are attractive.
I will answer you this way. Because well paid, I don't know your degree of well paid.
Yes.
But what I will say is there is not any EFCC staff that I think will complain of payment. We don't have any reason to complain. We are happy with our payments. We are contented with it.
Regular?
We don't have any reason, and regular. As at when due? I can't remember from the day I joined the commission up to today, having 1 month and then second month came in without getting paid. We are contented, we are happy, we have no reason to complain about payment.
Okay, please,
So,
I have this question, because, sir, as an officer, and many high-ranking officers, powerful men would want to lobby you.
Yeah,
they would want to be your friends because they feel like
what's going on?
Yes, I want to have the commissioner at speed dial.
Yes,
I want to have
IGP.
I want to have the IGP at speed dial. It shows I'm powerful. How can a man in the force maintain his integrity amidst that level of lobbying of people around?
Well, you see, that's very simple thing, which I remember our chairman always used to tell us. Try to separate your personality and your person. Yes, Zonal Commander, EFCC. That's the one people will always be interested in. But not Ahmed Ghali, my person. So whenever you see people trying to friend you, it's not you they want to friend, it's your personality, it's the office. So you will not be carried away with that. And always what you look at, what will be your watch thing is that your work. Why are they even trying to friend you? What are they telling you? What do they want? Very important. So I don't think there is any big deal there.
Do you believe that a politician, a very rich citizen, can be good friends with a high-ranking police officer and it will not compromise their work?
Yes, of course, can be a good friend without compromising.
How is that possible?
Yes, of course. If somebody is telling you do the right thing, even if he is coming up with a request, when you look at it, all what he is saying is, of course, something that is doable, right, reasonable.
There won't be bias.
Are you friends with politicians in Lagos? Okay. Are you friends with politicians in Lagos?
I don't even know one.
Would you attend the party?
May I?
I don't.
Are we talking
Yeah, in our jurisdiction, you don't know the politicians here. Mr. Ghali,
Can I just ask, please, are we talking to our youths enough? Are we going to schools and having, so we don't want EFCC to only be the first time you meet EFCC is when you're arrested. Are we talking to our young people going to schools, speaking to them about EFCC and the role
directly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mariam, we do that. We receive them even in our office, secondary school,
inspections,
students, exactly, they come. We always reach out, NYSC people on campuses.
Let me take a few comments and we run off.
Just this one comment because it's in diaspora and I know you already answered. Olayinka Babafemi says, how do we report corporations that we in the diaspora invested in? And for years they've embezzled our hard-earned money because we are not around. They refuse to pay return on investments.
I hope they are not this kind of Ponzi schemes.
No,
there are a lot of
these are Nigerians who are investing legitimately. Can they write you, send a petition to you directly from abroad?
Of course, they can do that.
How do they get you? Yeah.
Sure. We have our emails.
Okay.
We have
Eagle
our
Eye
Eagle
will-
Eye.
okay,
Exactly.
okay, so
We
you
have
can reach-
our
What's the
email.
email,
We have
please?
our Eagle Eye.
Okay, okay, fantastic. So we'll have to reach you. It's important. It's an important question because
Yes.
Nigerians.
There are many.
I mean, we only get 50 complaints per day. That's small.
Yes.
Let's double it up. Let's make at least 200.
Don't just complain in your house. Don't complain on social media. Make it formal.
Yeah, send a mail to.
Credible
Please.
complaints.
Credible
Download
complaints,
the
yeah.
Eagle Eye app. EFCC
I
and
hope you're
send
guaranteeing you
credible
protect
complaints.
witnesses.
Sure.
So you
100%.
can send
Thank you very much, sir. We have to run.
Absolutely. Thank
So
you
how
very
was the
much.
interview? I know in the beginning you're like, huh. Were you okay?
Thank you so much for having me.
You had fun. All right, that's all we've taken the show. We've been speaking with the Zonal Commander, Lagos EFCC, Ghali, on the show. I hope you learned a few things as we have. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.